Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Or this afternoon, evening. I hope you had a good one or having a good one. However, you like to put that. It's all relative, anyways. Ups, downs, lefts, rights, this, that's, or the others. Mark one eyeballs, 90% of it. So how you doing? Welcome to the channel. My name is Brian, and as you can see there, I am a poet, and on this channel, we do poetry. Poetry, what you might add, isn't that old and cliche? No, we do it in a new and different way. What I like to call classic poetry with a twist. Yes, I take that dreaded AI. Yeah, it's going to take over anyway, so might as well use it as a tool. And I plug old poetry into it. This specific one is called Suno, and it spits out a couple tracks, and we listen to them, and we figure out which one's best, and go from there. Very much fun. So if you are interested in that, into it, and stuff like that, like our YouTube overlords ask us to do, please like and subscribe and all that jazz. You got that notification bell there, along with the like button. Or just like it's still a free, there's still some free will out there. More importantly, everything we do here on this program is done under the fair use and public domain and all that stuff. So let's go in the not so way back machine to last Monday. So last Monday, the show got interrupted by a power outage. So I think it was last Monday or Tuesday. One of those days. So I decided, okay, I'll just take the songs that we were doing from that and just redo them because I don't remember them. Anyways, a lot's happened since then. And then I'll just add a couple more to it and we'll call it a show, and that's what it did. So for today's show, remember I take six poets, six poets, 6 poems, plug it in, it gives us 12 tracks because it shoots out 2 tracks per poem, and we compare and contrast. So what are we going to get to compare and contrast today? Just make sure that is up right there. Okie dokie. Well, I'll go there. Hopefully the notifications will go out or whatever, because it is a Monday morning. Oh, wrong one. I hate it when I do that. So how y'all doing? If y'all are able to let me know, like they say here in the chat, or better yet, on the replay, if you lasted this long. All right, here we go. The very first one we're going to do was the one in which it got cut off. I am the only being who's doomed. The one and only Emily Jane Bronte. Then we're going to go to Thoreau, which here's enter dad joke. I enjoy thoroughly. Yeah, the moon. All right, and then we were supposed to do Early Morning by this guy, Hilaire Belloc. We decided to call him Joe. I do remember that part. The Early Morning. All right, and then the new ones we're adding Judith Wright, The Surfer. And then a sea shanty, if I'm not mistaken, a ballad of John Silver. See the ship there? By this guy here, John Masefield. He's been on there before. And then I think this is a new one, James Henry Leigh Hunt, Abu bin Adhem. All right. So, what do y'all think? Silent chat today. Okay. Y'all let me know. In the meantime, let's just get on with the show. Get on with the show. Don't you know? Oh, sure it's on where I can hear it. We go to here. Oh, and I got some treats for you. I'll tell you that. Oh boy. I don't know if I'm gonna play it. No, probably not today. Here it is, right here. I am the only one being who's doomed. Version 1. All right. I can, for some reason, Restream is not populating the chat, so I'm going to refresh my browser really quick. All right. Hopefully that helped. So someone, okay, because I'm looking over here and I see Irish Mart. How you doing, Irish? I see Afila, and I think I answered your question. I use Suno and Cricket Cinema. How you doing? Ah, there you are. Yeah, that was massive. Okay, so that worked. So there. And then Style, how you doing? I say my good mornings, you know. So we got Afila, Irish, Cricket Cinema. I'm glad you back. I was wondering where you were and stuff, but right now you're babysitting you're dog sitting a depressed dachshund. That's dachshunds. They're interesting fellows. Get up there, George. Just so so are chihuahuas. All right. Yes, and y'all say it was a good start there. And Irish giving it 5 shamrocks. Oh boy. All right. So, y'all, hopefully that's the last of the browser problems. So let's go ahead and oh no.
Only being who's doomed. No tongue would, no eye would mourn. I never caused a thought of gloom. A smile of joy since I was born. Secret pleasure, secret tears, this changeful life has slipped away, as friendless after 18 years, as lone as on my natal day. There have been times I cannot hide. There have been times when this was drear, when my sad soul forgot its pride and longed for one to love me here. But those were in the earth of feelings since subdued by care, and they have died so long ago. I hardly now believe they were. First melted off the hope of youth, then fancy's rainbow fast withdrew, and then experience told me truth. Immortal bosoms never grew. 'Twas grief enough to think mankind all hollow, servile, insincere, but worse to trust to my own mind and find the same corruption there. There have been times I cannot hide. There have been times when this was drear, when my sad soul forgot its pride and longed for one to love me here, but loves near me here. 'Twas grief
And of course, that one had to cut us off there. Let's see here. You like how the lyrics show up front in this one? Cool. You promised yourself you would finish the unit. You fell asleep last night, first thing this morning. Also, the coursework is awesome. Cool. Yeah, I start back the classes here soon. At one point, I was like, maybe I should have just, have went ahead and signed up for classes in this part of the summer. But I'm kind of glad I didn't because, last week with my buddy and everything, which I'll give you all an update on that. Probably I'll have to look. So, yes, 2 was good, but I like 1 and 2 cut us off, but 1 ended right when it should have. Yeah. Not like most relationships, they never end when they should. All right, George. Oh, dogs. Here, let's start playing this one, and I got to take care of puppy problems. What do you want, George? Oh, Henry David Thoreau, the moon.
Orbed moon with unchanged ray mounts up the eastern sky, not doomed to these short nights foray, but shining steadily. She does not wane, but my fortune, which her rays do not bless, my wayward path declineth soon, but she shines not the less. And if she faintly glimmers here, and paled is her light, yet always in her proper sphere, she's mistress of the night. The full orbed moon with unchanged ray mounts up the eastern sky, not doomed to these short nights foray, but shining steadily. She does not wane, but my fortune, which her rays do not bless, my wayward path declineth soon, but she shines not the less. And if she faintly glimmers here, and paled is her light, yet always in her proper sphere, she's mistress of the night. Which her rays do not bless, my wayward path declines soon, but she shines not the less. And if she faintly glimmers here, and paled is light, yet always in her proper, she's mistress of the night.
Yes. I was thinking about looking into that. Everybody should. And if you don't know much about the Constitution, then you probably should, which is one of the reasons why we're in the mess we're in right now and stuff. But I think that was done on purpose. Okay, I still use Suno version 4.0 for the show. When I go back and do other things, like I might play it for you today, I use 4.5 because I found when 4.5 does stuff like it just like if I put no instructions, it just does it a cappella. Avant-Garde does it too weird, but it doesn't do it like 4.0. So, and that gives, but yeah. Yeah, don't get me started. It's like sometimes it's like the Constitution's for me, but not for thee when it comes to certain segments of the population. Yeah. All right. That was pretty cool. I liked it. What do y'all think about that? All right. Yeah, I got the opportunity. This was the last little bit I got to do on my last ship. We did a port visit to Boston over St. Patty's Day weekend, or St. Patty's Day, which, my birthday's on the 16th. So I went out and about and I smoked cigars at the time. There was this really good cigar place that was in Speakeasy, old Speakeasy. Went there, just walked around, did a lot of people watching, this, that, and the other. Ate in Chinatown. The public transit system there is freaking phenomenal. At least it was when I went there. Yes, very fun. All right. How are you doing, T? Hopefully you're doing good. And Kathy, just wait till you hear what I'm going to talk about here in a little bit. Ooh, you're going to like what, yeah, because you're here, I'm probably going to play it. But first, we got to get through the rest of the show. So, what do y'all think of those? All right. I don't remember if we played the last one. Here. No, I didn't play it because, here, I think.
The full-orbed moon with unchanged ray mounts up the eastern sky. Not doomed to these short nights foray, but shining steadily. She does not wane, but my fortune, which her rays do not bless. My wayward path declineth soon, but she shines not the less. And if she faintly glimmers here, moon with unchanged ray mounts up the eastern sky. not doomed to these short nights foray, but shining steadily. She does not wane, but my fortune, which her rays do not bless. My wayward path declines soon, but she shines nonetheless. And if she faintly glimmers here, and paled is her light, yet always in her proper sphere, she's mistress of the night. She's mistress of the night.
Sending good vibes. Sounds good. Just as long as you like what you hear, that's cool. Yeah. I just do what I like to do, I guess. And what I do is cool. You just need more people to be here to, share it with. Because, ooh, this one's 1 minute and 38 seconds. Slight preference for 2. I like the first one better, but yes, definitely don't work too hard. All right, let's go ahead and get on with the get on here. Oh, wrong thing. What did you do on here? All right, Hillary Bell. Joe. This guy's name is Joe.
The moon on the one hand, the dawn on the other. The moon is my sister, the dawn is my brother. The moon on my left and the dawn on my right. My brother, good morning. My sister, good night. The moon on the one hand, the dawn on the other. The moon is my sister, the dawn is my brother. The moon on my left and the dawn on my right. My brother, good morning. My sister, good night.
Well, I'm glad you think so. Because, the more the merrier sometimes. Caring and sharing. Or sharing is caring. And be sure to like and subscribe and all that jazz. And just as a reminder, because we're still stuck at 450. Ugh. Everything we do here is under the fair use. That was pretty cool. I like that one. It's just not long enough. See, something like that, I'll probably just run through that track, run it through 4.5 and see what I get and see what it comes up with. That way it eliminates the a cappella or too avant-garde, you know. But we got one here that is like 3 minutes and 36 seconds long. So, yeah.
The moon on the one hand, the dawn on the other. The moon is my sister, the dawn is my brother. The moon on my left and the dawn on my right. My brother, good morning. My sister, good night. One hand, the dawn on the other. The moon is my sister, the dawn is my brother. The moon on my left and the dawn on my right. My brother, good morning. My sister, good night. Dawn on the other. The moon is my sister, the dawn is my brother. The moon on my left and the dawn on my right. My brother, good morning. My sister, good night.
Oh, don't you know it? That was just perfect the way it is. I love it when it does stuff like this. Number 2, just yeah. The only one I had to, the most recent one that was a lot of restrictions was some antibiotics I had to take after I had a diverticulitis crappy bout where it actually perforated. I had like a perforation in my colon. Not fun. I couldn't even use mouthwash because of the alcohol in it. There's like no alcohol at all. Because I'm not a drinker much, You know, I've got a box of wine here that will probably go bad. So yeah, I'm lucky at my age that I don't take more pills. The most recent one that got added to mine was vitamin B12. So I have to take 3 regularly now, along with the fiber. Oh, it's getting old. And then, of course, vitamin D. Everybody's vitamin D deficient. All right. That was interesting. So we are going on with the second half of the show. This is oh Lord, I've been hospitalized with it like 3 times. I've had it 5 or 6 altogether for since 2016. Yeah, it was 2016. 2015. No, 2016. Yeah, because the first one was an infection. The second one was a perforation. And I had 2 in 2016. Yeah, it sucks. And never want to go through that again. That's why I take my fiber. Oh boy, getting old. All right, we are going to be doing this way. The Surfer. This is the Judith Wright one. Yep. Stick her here in the chat. Paste here for a second. I know it's no laughing matter, but if you can't laugh at it, then you might as well be dead. Yeah, they eventually want to take. They eventually want to take about a foot of about a foot of my colon out. I just don't want them to do it right now. So here's this one for that, and then we're going to play. How is it going, Jennifer? Good morning. I have no idea what I'm doing, so no, not that. Oh. Ugh, I hate when it does that. The Surfer.
He thrust his joy against the weight of the sea, climbed through, slid under those long banks of foam, hedges in spray, stinging. How his brown strength drove through the hollow and coil of green, through weirs of water. Muscle of arm thrust down, long muscle of water, and swimming so went out of sight. Where mortal, masterful, frail, the gulls went wheeling in air as he in water with delight. Turn home, the sun goes down. Swimmer, turn home. Last leaf of gold.
All right. I just realized something. I just realized that when I made this last part of the show, because I was messing with 4.5, I put it through 4.5, and that's why it's not doing. So we're going to come back with that later. So, yeah, but it's not what I want. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to justify this here. What do we? Oh, we're going here. We're going to do a bluegrass set. How's that sound? My bluegrass set for my fake bluegrass band. I got it all done. So, Kathy, listen up. Starting with this one.
Dusky groves were chilly all day long, mocking the nuthatch and the cardinal. The trim drab catbird trolls its fitful song. I hear the mellow golden pawpaws fall. Luscious fruit scorned as of little worth by those who long for guavas of the south, figs and bananas pining that the north is barren of the luxuries of the earth. Fruit that I sought in childhood with a mouth eager to taste thy wild delicious juice. What orange grown in groves of Italy, or what pomegranate ripened in the dew of Grecian Isles would I not now refuse for the rare flavored racy pulp of thee. Cried being frenzy struck, make my soul before my pate is bare, and get a comfortable wife and house to rid me of the devil in my shoes. Beggar to beggar cried being frenzy struck, worst devil that is between my thighs. And though I'd marry with a comely lass, she need not be too comely, let it pass. Beggar to beggar cried being frenzy struck, but there's a devil in a looking glass.
Beggar to beggar cried, being frenzy struck.
Cannot have a humorous happy speech,
And there I'll grow respected at my ease, and here amid the garden's nightly peace. Beggar to beggar cried, being frenzy struck.
the wind-blown clamor of the barnacle geese. The wind-blown clamor of the barnacle geese. When midnight mists are creeping and all the land is sleeping, around me tread the mighty dead and slowly pass away. The warriors, saints, and sages from out the vanished ages, with solemn pace and reverent face, appear and pass away. The blaze of noonday splendor, the twilight soft and tender, may charm the eye, yet they shall die and pass away. But here in dreamland's center, no spoiler's hand may enter. These visions fair, this radiance rare, shall never pass away. I see the shadows falling, the forms of old recalling. Around me tread the mighty dead and slowly pass away.
So what do you you think so far? Yeah, that's why that's why I want your opinion on what I'm doing here with this particular project. And if I send a CD of this stuff to you, would you send it to Alison Krauss? Oh no, seriously. But yeah, I grew up listening. Well, I grew up around country and bluegrass. Here, what was this? So it's been, I grew up in the sticks, and I grew up around country and bluegrass. Bill Monroe, Ricky Skaggs. And one of my favorite movies of all time is "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?" "Man of Constant Sorrow" is a freaking awesome song. There's a bunch of good songs on that soundtrack, and the funniest story about that is the guy who does the voice that George Clooney lip syncs. He's actually one of the lead singer. He's like in Union Station, Alison Krauss in Union Station. He said that when his wife saw the movie and saw his voice coming out of George Clooney's mouth, it was like the perfect husband or some bullshit like that. Oh. So, well, that's the first 3 songs in the set. Let's go on to the next part of the set. Because, that's what they usually do. They play 3 songs, and then they talk a little bit, and then they continue and play a couple more songs.
Heaven bless the babe, they said. Heaven bless the babe. What queer book she may said, where she must have read. She must have read. Love by whom I was beguiled. Grant I may not bear a child. Little does she guess today, little does she guess what the world may be, they say. What the world may be, they say. Snow drift deep and covered till the spring, my murdered lover.
the Long Beach all alone. I heard the waves breaking in measured thunder, as you and I once heard their monotone. Around me were the echoing dunes beyond me, the cold and sparkling silver of the sea. We too will pass through death, and ages lengthen before you hear that sound again with me. La la da da, 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 la la da da. Around me were the echoing dunes beyond me, the cold and sparkling silver of the sea. We too will pass through death, and ages lengthen before you hear that sound again with me.
All right, let's see here. Hey, Joe. No, this is kind of a messed up. The first 30 minutes or so was the ending of the last stream I did when we had a power outage. And then when we got into the second part, I realized that I did them with 4.5 and how it doesn't. Yeah, so I decided to debut a short 12 song, not too short, bluegrass set for my fake bluegrass band. And one of the reasons I wanted to do it, because I've been using 4.5 to do all this, and especially with this one. This one's a little longer one, but this is awesome. I love it. It's called Love by Samuel Taylor Coleridge. And yeah, it's good for mid part of the set. I'll tell you that. So here we go. You're going to have to tell me what you think.
All thoughts, all passions, all delights, whatever stirs this mortal frame, all are but ministers of love and feed his sacred flame. Often my waking dreams do I live, or again that happy hour when midway on the mount I lay beside the ruined tower. The moonshine stealing o'er the scene had blended with the lights of Eve, and she was there, my hope, my joy, my own dear Genevieve.
She leant against the armored rounded statue of the armed knight. She stood and listened to my lay amid the lingering light. Few sorrows has she of her own, my hope, my joy, my Genevieve. She loves me best whene'er I sing the songs that make her grieve.
I played a soft and doleful air, I sang an old and moving story, an old rude song that suited well that ruin wild and hoary.
She listened with a flitting blush, with downcast eyes and modest grace, for well she knew I could not choose but gaze upon her face.
I told her of the knight that wore upon his shield a brand, and that for 10 long years he wooed the
flow, the pleading tone
with which I sang another's love, interpreted my own. She listened with a flitting blush, with downcast eyes and modest grace, and she forgave me that I gazed too fondly on her face. But when I told the cruel scorn that crazed that bold and lovely night, and that he crossed the mountain woods, nor rested day nor night, that sometimes from the savage din, and sometimes from the darksome shade, and sometimes starting up at once in green and sunny glade, there came and looked him in the face an angel beautiful and bright, and that he knew it was a fiend this miserable night, and that unknowing what he did, he leaped amid a murderous band, saved from outrage worse than death the lady of the land. And how she wept and clasped his knees, and how she tended him in vain, and ever strove to expiate the scorn that crazed his brain, and that she nursed him in a cave, and how his madness went away when on the yellow forest leaves a dying man he lay. His dying words, but when I reached that tenderest strain of all the ditty, my faltering voice and pausing harp disturb her soul with pity. All impulses of soul and sense that thrilled my guileless Genevieve, the music and the doleful tale, the rich and balmy, and hopes and fears that kindle hope, an undistinguishable throng, and gentle wishes long subdued, subdued and cherished long. She wept with pity and delight, she blushed with love and virgin shame, and like the murmur of a dream, I heard her breathe my name. Her bosom heaved, she stepped aside, as conscious of my look she stepped. Then suddenly with timid she fled to me and wept. She half enclosed me with her arms, she pressed me with a meek embrace, and bending back her head looked up and gazed upon my face. 'Twas partly love and partly fear, and partly 'twas a bashful art, that I might rather feel than see the swelling of her heart. I calmed her fears and she was calm, and told her love with virgin pride, and so I won my Genevieve, my bright and beauteous bride.
Yes, I worked really hard on that one. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I've got several other versions of it, but that was probably one of the best, and one of the reasons I wanted to play this today, because I was excited about it. I got another one I'm excited about too that y'all haven't heard, but the rest of them I think y'all have at one point or another, like Mirror by Sylvia Plath.
I am silver have no preconceptions. Whatever I see, I swallow immediately, just as it is, unmisted by love or dislike. I am not cruel, only truthful, the eye of a little god or cornered. Most of the time I meditate on the opposite wall. It is pink with speckles. I have looked at it so long. I think it is part of my heart, but it flickers. Faces and darkness separate us over and over. Now I am a lake, a woman bends over me, searching my reaches for what she really is. Then she turns to those liars, the candles or the moon. I see her back and reflect it faithfully. She rewards me with tears and an agitation of hands. I am important to her. She comes and goes. Each morning it is her face that replaces the darkness. In me she has drowned a young girl, and in me an old woman rises toward her day after day like a terrible fish.
At the top of the house, the apples are laid in rows, and the skylight lets the moonlight in those. Apples are deep sea, apples of green. There goes a cloud on the moon in the autumn night. Scratches and scratches, and then there is no sound at the top of the house of men. Or mice and the cloud is blown, and the moon again dapples the apples with deep sea light. The silver streams out of the moon, those moonlit apples of dreams, and quiet is the steep stair. Under in the corridors, under there is nothing but sleep, and stiller than ever on orchard boughs they keep. Tressed with the moon, and deep is the silence, deep on moon-washed apples of wonder.
I like how that one faded.
The robin laughed in the orange tree. Oh, windy north, a fig for thee. While breasts are red and wings are bold, and green trees wave us globes of gold. Time sighs shall reap but bliss for me.
Sunlight song and the orange tree
Burn golden globes in the leafy sky. My orange planet's crimson eye will shine and shoot among the spheres and thread the heavenly orange tree
with orbits bright of minstrelsy.
If that I hate wild winter spy, the gibbet trees, the world in wide, the sky but gray, wind over gray. Why should I ache the season's slay? I'll sing from the top of the orange tree. Gramercy, winter's tyranny. I'll south with the sun and keep my climb. My wing is king of the summertime. My breast to the sun, his torch shall hold, and I'll call down through the green and gold. Time, take thy scythe, reap bliss for me. Bestir thee under the orange tree.
Usually with me, it's the dogs having to go potty. I'm glad you like what's been played, because you know, I think we've been working pretty hard. Been putting a lot of effort into doing some of this stuff, and you know, I got a nice little. Got 3 more songs, so here we go.
I sought a thing, sought for it in vain. I sought it daily for 6 weeks or so. Maybe at last, being but a broken man, I must be satisfied with my heart, although winter and summer till old age began. My circus animals were all on show. Those stilted boys, that burnished chariot, lion and woman, and the Lord knows what. What can I but enumerate old themes? First, that sea rider hoisted, led by the nose, through 3 enchanted islands, allegory for dreams, vain gaiety, vain battle, vain repose, greetings of the embittered heart, or so it seems, that might adorn old songs or courtly show. What care that set him on to ride? I starved for the bosom of his fairy bride. And its play. The Countess Kathleen William gave it. She pity crazed had given her soul away, but masterful heaven had intervened to save it. I thought my dear must her own soul destroy, so did fanaticism and hate enslave it. And this brought forth a dream, and soon enough this dream itself had all my thoughts and love. Stole the bread, Cuchulainn fought the ungovernable sea. Heart mysteries there, and yet when all is said, it was the dream itself enchanted me. Character isolated by a deed, to engross the present and dominate memory. Players and painted stage took all my love, and not those things that they were emblems of. Those masterful images, because complete, grew in pure mind, but out of what began a mound of refuse or the sweepings of a street. Old kettles, old bottles, and a broken can. Old iron, old bones, old rags, and a raving slut. Who keeps the till now that my ladder's gone? I must lie down where all the ladders start, in the foul rag and bone shop of the heart.
All right. Let me get that there. I don't know. I can always blame my backwoods internet. Yeah, I'm thinking about making some coffee because I didn't get enough from the store this morning. Either that or taking a nap. But I got 2 more tracks. And I'm glad y'all like a good start to the week because, you know, I'm excited about this. I like the stuff we're doing here. And got 2 more in the set. And then you're going to have to tell me what you think.
What lips my lips have kissed, and where and why I have forgotten, and what arms have lain under my head till morning. But the rain is full of ghosts tonight. Tap and sigh upon the glass and listen for reply, and in my heart there stirs a quiet pain for unremembered lads that not again will turn to me at midnight with a cry. Thus in winter stands the lonely tree, nor knows what birds have vanished one by one, yet knows its boughs more silent than before. I cannot say what loves have come and gone. I only know that summer sang in me
really like that one. But the last one here, it's to get your blood pumping. It's a song about a wombat. This is one y'all haven't heard either. Well,
Hi there, old pig, old bear, old bristly and gingery. Wombat out of the red earth, peering gingerly. Was there some thought afoot in the midst and the silence that stiffens whisker and ear and sounds fierce absence? Some smell means smell. I see the dewdrop trembling upon the rushes. All else is the mist, now river and rocks and ridges. Poor lump of movable clay, snuffling and blinking too thick in the head to know what thumps in your thinking. Rears in the easy whole tree roots companion, down there where your burrow dips in its yellow shadow. Deep in the we have one mother, good brother. It is her laughter that sends you now snorting and plunging like red flood water to earth again.
so what did you think of the bluegrass set? Yeah, you're going to have to go back about 40 minutes, 45 minutes to start of the bluegrass set. I just got done with it. But morning, how is it going, Mona? I'm going to play a few more because, I can. All right. It's too early on Monday morning. Here. Let's play one of our faves. Where is it? Ooh. Here.
Bake the day she suddenly dropped dead. We chew it slowly, that last apple pie. Shocked into sleeplessness, you're scared of bed. We never could talk much, and now don't try. You're like ends the pair scholar me, you worn out on poor pay. Only our silence made us seem a pair. Not as good for staring in blue gas. Too regular each but each yellow spike. At night you need my company to pass, and she not here to tell us we're alike. Your life's all shattered into smithereens. Back in our silences and sullen looks. For all the scotch we drink, what's still betweens? Not the 30 or so years, but books, books, books. You're like bookends, the pair of you, she'd say. Hog that crate, say nothing, sit, sleep, stare. The scholar me, you worn out on poor pay. Only our silence made us seem a pair. The scholar me, you worn out on poor pay. Only our silence made us seem a pair. Not as good for staring in blue gas. Too regular each but each yellow spike. At night you need my company to pass, and she not here to tell us we're alike. Your life's all shattered into smithereens. Back in our silences and sullen looks. For all the scotch we drink, what's still betweens? Not the 30 or so years, but books, books, books.
Birds are singing round my window, tunes the sweetest ever heard. And I hang my cage there daily, but I never catch a bird. So with thoughts my brain is peopled, and they sing there all day long, but they will not fold their pinions in the little cage of song. Birds are singing round my window, tunes the sweetest ever heard. And I hang my cage there daily, but I never catch a bird. So with thoughts my brain is people, and they sing there all day long, but they will not fold their pinions in the little cage of song.
Yes, that is quite a lovely track. I'm gonna play one more, and I gotta, we need to all get about our day now, don't we? But remember, everything we do here is fair use. But more importantly, you don't need to have an awesome day and all that jazz. And I'm gonna play us out on a nice, let's see here, nice, laid back chill. I'm looking for this one, Beehive, Gene Tumor. If it
Within this black hive tonight, there swarm a million bees. Bees passing in and out the moon, bees escaping out the moon, bees returning through the moon. Silver bees intently buzzing, silver honey dripping from the swarm of bees. Earth is a waxen cell of the world comb, and I a drone. My back, lipping honey, getting drunk with that silver honey. Wish that I might fly out past the moon and curl forever in some far off farmyard flower. Within this black hive tonight, there swarm a million bees. Bees passing in the moon, bees escaping out the moon, bees returning is a waxen cell of the world comb, and I, a drone lying on my back, lipping honey, getting drunk with that silver honey. Wish that I might fly out past the moon and curl forever in some far-off farmyard flower. When curl forever in some far-off farmyard flower.
Well, I think it's nice to be a part of your morning or evening or afternoon, you know. I'm glad you liked it. Okay, so that's it for me for now. I'll have a full show for you tomorrow, or we'll just play something. I don't know. I've got enough songs that I can actually do several different type playlists and stuff, but yeah, I might do that today. Who knows? In the meantime, if it's hot in your area, stay cool. If it's cool in your area, stay warm. Unless you like it that way. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have an awesome day and all that jazz. See y'all out in the chats. Glad y'all stuck around to the end. Replay crew, if you're out there, see you later. Have a good one. Bye.